Good morning, everyone. Dr. Pannucci here. I wanted to highlight that 10 years ago, this simple graph that I'm showing here was published in the Journal of the American College of Surgeons, and it fundamentally changed the way that plastic surgeons approach risk for complications, specifically blood clots in the legs or lungs, in plastic surgery patients. This manuscript was published as the first in a series from the Plastic Surgery Foundation funded work group called the VTEPS study, the Venous Thromboembolism Prevention Study. I was very fortunate to be working at the University of Michigan at the time and was part of the group that spearheaded this multi-center effort that involved 4 tertiary care facilities across the United States. Now, the goal of this study was to figure out, should we be treating all patients the same as it comes to blood clot risk, or are they in fact inherently different? And the study examined whether this risk calculator called the Caprini score, which is an individual risk stratification tool, meaning that it takes a patient's specific demographic information, surgical details, and other issues, and aggregates them into a score. Could that score produce a useful piece of information for surgeons to say your blood clot risk is this percentage? Over the course of several years, my research colleagues and I enacted this study, and for this portion of the study, we looked at over 1,100 plastic surgery inpatients who had had surgery under a general anesthetic. And this graph that I'm showing you here clearly shows that patients are fundamentally different as it pertains to their risk for blood clots in the legs or lungs, and that those differences can actually be quantified using this risk calculator, the 2005 Caprini score. This information is incredibly helpful to surgeons because it allows you to say, oh, you're in that very low risk group with a risk of less than 1% and in fact 0.3%, or you're in that very high risk group with a risk over 11%. And as surgeons, that's information for us that is actionable. And importantly, this study went on then to test the role of postoperative anticoagulation, injected blood thinners, to see do those blood thinners make a difference in risk for clots in these types of patients. And actually, the further downstream of this research, with this graph that I'm showing you from a different paper, is that we demonstrated that the Caprini score can be used not only to identify baseline risk, but also those who have a large response and a beneficial response to postoperative anticoagulation. Now, this research is, in my opinion, great. Certainly, I was directly involved in it. I was the first author, and I give huge kudos to the many people that contributed to this work who I'm citing in this Instagram post. But it's also been impactful for the surgical community as a whole. It's been incorporated into major guidelines from both the American Society of Plastic Surgeons, the American Association of Plastic Surgeons, and the chest guidelines from the American College of Chest Physicians, all of which can be read by surgeons to help them to take care of their patients more effectively and more safely. And as importantly, this research has actually been cited, meaning that this research was used as the foundation for additional research by nearly 350 peer-reviewed manuscripts since 2011. So pretty awesome stuff. Appreciate you tuning in for this vlog, and have a great day.